Okay guys, welcome back. Today we have another high rated Edison replay. So we've got Flawless 00 with 1106 rating versus Clever Nautilus 2 on 1026 rating. Both players quite deep into the top 100 rated. Flawless has won the dice roll. They're going first. They start with Recharge, Raikou, Reincarnation, JD and Chaos Sorcerer. This looks like the Jojo Sakari 41 card second place Edison Worlds qualifier deck, but we'll see if they're playing it card for card. And Clever starts with a recharge of their own, Foolish, Cold Wave, Gauze and Avarice. So this is probably Twilight, and this is probably a Lightsworn variant. We'll find out which one. So Flawless draws into a second copy of Raikou, so they're going to start with Recharge, drawing Wolf and Lila, milling Avarice and Bottomless. Not great to see the Wolf. The Lila is a good pickup though. So summon out the Lila without shuffling hand. Min 3 and end phase. Ooh, that is 5 cards milled there, and not a single one of them you would want to mill. Okay. Passes over. Clever draws TT for turn. They're just going to pass it over with Gauze in hand. Flawless is going to go straight to battle phase. Force out the Gauze, tribute the Lila for the Caius to banish the Gauze, dealing another 1000 damage. Again, didn't shuffle hand for turn there, but we'll see if they pick up on that. Clever draws Gardener for turn, so they're really not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Flawless is going to pick up the Jane, summon the Jane, and that's probably going to proc the TT. Yeah. You would TT there. Draws another copy of Pot. Wow. Clever is really not playing the game right now. Flawless sets the Raikou. Passes over. Oh, this is interesting. So they picked up. Clever's picked up the Lila for turn here, and they're going to recharge it. Their hand is a bit bricked, so I would understand that, and they probably know this is a Raikou, but you are still holding the Foolish. So I wonder if the better play here is to Foolish the Wolf, run it into the Raikou. If they pop the back row, you don't really care, you're holding 2. And then bring out the Lila, main phase 2 and mill 3. And maybe that starts getting your engine on board, but let's see how this goes. Okay, wow. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Clever is just good at the game. So they pick up a Card Trooper and an Honest, and they've milled a Plague and a Raikou, so they've got 2 Lightsworn names and the Plague engraved now, and they've got the Card Trooper that's going to help them mill the 3 that Lila would have milled anyway. So yeah, mills 3 Lightsworn names. Must be nice. So this means JD's online, and Flawless is going to see that. Chooses to Avarice there. Yeah, I guess the hand still isn't great. I'm still surprised they're holding the Foolish. Wow, picks up the Rotor and the Charge. That is something. So the Charge is going to go off. The Charge is going to mill a Wolf as well. Wow. Yeah, I mean, Clever has just hit it all when they've needed to. The only saving grace here is obviously the Lumina that they probably would have taken off the Charge. Has been milled. So yeah, they're going to pick up a Lila instead. Bring out the Wolf. Plague, Stack, Rotor, add the Aaron, not the Aaron. Brio pitch the Gardener to put the Raikou back. Yeah, it's quite a bit of damage they're getting in for now. Okay, it rips the Bottomless. Yeah, Monster Reincarnation is quite huge because they have the JD in hand, so it's going to let them put 4 Lightsworns in the grave and probably pick up a Caius. Or the Trag, maybe? Yeah, you're down on life, so the Trag kind of makes sense. This is going to put your JD online though. Yeah, it's going to clean up the field. They are going to get the draw from card tree, but into their own JD. Interesting. They took out... Yeah, I was going to say they took out most of their Lightsworn targets. Well, all of the Lightsworn targets with the pot. They've only got 2 back in. So that's not live just yet. So Garroth is going to get in for 1850 and then JD in for 3000. They've missed game here. So they have got a light and a dark in the grave. They could have brought out the Chaos Sorcerer. They knew JD was clearing up the field. And yeah, I guess they've not seen Gauze. I guess, yeah, sorry, I guess they wouldn't be taking it here because the Necro Gardener. Okay, no, they've definitely not missed game. They're just trying to play around the Necro Gardener. Makes sense. So the 1,000,004 in M phase hitting their own Necro Gardener. And what was that? 2 Lightsworn names? Yeah, not that it matters anymore. So going to main phase here. Bringing out the Aaron. I think they're just going to try and crash. Yeah, again, they don't know this is bottomless, so this could be, you know, whatever other back row you think Lightsworn set. But I still think that the call is to Foolish here for a Wolf, unless they're only playing 1 Wolf. Bring the Wolf out, and then you've got 2 chances to get at the JD. Now that's not going to happen because they've got the Gardener and the Bottomless, and you're only going to be able to play around 1. But it is going to be the better situation versus what you're looking at now, which is just Aaron trying to crash with, or trying to beat over with the Honest, and then not actually achieve that. Yeah. Okay. So game 2 now. Clever is going first. They've got Avarice, TT, DD Crow, Raikou, and Recharge. And Flawless has Trag, Raikou, Thunder King, Charge, and Bottomless. So let's see how this goes. They're going to pick up another Crow. Wow, 2 Crow in the opening hand is not bad. Setting the Raikou, passing over. Opponent's going to start with Charge after picking up Gale. Yeah, wow, Flawless just cannot mill to save his life. It was one name, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a Lila, so the Lila's not bad. Summon out the Luma, pitch the Raikou. Yeah, that's going to get crowed. And Lumina's going to get popped. Raikou milling there. It's interesting. Clever has put in or kept in Cyber Dragon knowing they're going first, which is interesting. But they have milled 2 Lightsworn names as well. Yeah, sets the Bottomless, sets the TT. Thunder King, I think, yeah, I was going to say, I think you have to TT here. Because if you look at this hand, 3 of the cards are adding from deck. And the pots are now live. Yeah, so taking out the Thunder King there is well worth it. Solar recharging for the Raikou. I really wish these players would start shuffling their hand when they draw. It gives away so much information. Not that it matters when you're good enough to mill Wolf every time. So they pick up Lumina and Crow and drop a Foolish and a Wolf, which is fantastic. That Wolf's going to come out now, and that's going to start applying a lot of pressure. Or rather it would if it wasn't Bottomless. Avarice now, all except the Garroth. Yep. That with a Crow. They could have done it again. Just with the Garroth. But yeah, I guess they're trying to keep some semblance of Lightsworn names in grave. So they're going to go with Crow. Pitched off the Lumina to summon out the Garroth. And Avarice everything. Now, yeah. Draws into double Raikou. Wow, yeah. Sometimes Dueling Book does do that. Gets him with both here. Triggers the Trag. Yeah, how worried about that are you? Because They obviously can't see this, but they've got Gale in hand, so they do have a play to take Lumina if they want to. So the 5 mils there. Yeah, 1 wolf. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, Flawless just going off in the chat now. I don't blame him as well. I mean, Flawless has been unable to mill anything good, and has drawn Wolf several times and has just drawn into Wolf. And Clever has been able to recharge this game, the last game, for nearly perfect mills and draws. Yeah, so they're going to do the play where they take Lumina. Lumina pitch the Wolf. Probably to special summon the Wolf. Yeah, going to get crowed though. And yeah, Flawless just admits defeat. It's really hard to win a 2-on-1 when it's your deck and your opponent versus you. Okay, so they're going to go first game 3. So starting hands, Recharge, Prison, Solemn, TT, JD and Card Trooper. Recharge not live yet, but I'm sure this Card Trooper is probably going to get us to some semblance of it being live. Clever here's got Honest, Recharge, JD, Celestia and Cyber Dragon. Okay. Cyber Dragon's incredibly loyal. Okay, finally Flawless hits a singular good mill of 3 with the Wolf there. It's going to bring that out. Set the whole back row. Yeah, you've got Solemn for the heavy. That's if your opponent's even kept it in against you. It's finally drawn the Wolf, but it doesn't feel so bad when you've got a Recharge live. So Recharge draws into... Oh, okay, Flawless is just thinking. Yeah, it's a good point. If they had heavy, they would have started with heavy. So your Solemn is kind of free to do what you want with it now. And a Recharge there puts them down on 4 cards, and it really stops their engine getting going. That can be quite detrimental this early on in the game. So yeah, they are going to Solemn it. Yeah, it's a good play. It's a good play. They should be shuffling the deck there, but it's fine. Cyber Dragon special summon. Yeah, it's going to get met with Torrential. Means they get the draw instead of their opponent getting the Chimera Tech. Battle Phase Honest. Yeah, I mean, that deprison on the Honest looks a bit weird. But if you have this hand, I think that you're okay with that. Because the Honest potentially, you know, lingers in the hand, stops you going for game later. You're already low on life points, so you kind of want to get it out of there. It looks a bit strange, but I think that might be right. So, Recharge. Okay, luck's definitely a bit better now. So they've recharged there, pitched that Raikou, milled the Trag and the Bottomless, which aren't great mills, but what they have picked up is a Recharge and a Charge, which I think is just going to get them to a live JD. So Charge mills 2 more Lightsworn names. Picks up the Lumina. Yeah, Lumina pitch the Gardener, bring back the Garroth. Gonna get in for the damage now. End phase. Oh, fantastic, look at that. So they've milled 5. 3 from Lumina, 2 from Garroth, one of them being a Lightsworn, which means they've gotten to pick up another card. And this is such a good play to get to in Lightsworn. It just really feels like you have to do something when you're on the receiving end of it. Opponent picks up Gauze. I'm just not sure that's enough. They pick up Lila. Yeah, get into the Plague and the Honest. The Honest is a good pickup there, specifically for dealing with the Gauze. Lumina's going to pitch the Plague, bring back the Lila. Plague stack. South and the Lila for the Goyo. That's also going to help deal with Gauze because they're going to put up too much damage. Going to force them to play it before the Goyo attacks. Yeah, so attack with both the low level ones. They're going to have to drop the Gauze, and then you're just going to take it with the Goyo. Mills, end phase, nothing relevant. Draws the Celestia. Oh no. Yeah, I mean, Solomon was just absolutely right. Yeah, I think that's a really heads-up play. The checking for heavy before you use it is obviously key. But if your opponent starts with a recharge, you know they don't have heavy. You're just turning them off that. And then the Deep Prison on the Honest kind of seals it. You can always expect a Lightsworn player to have one or two cards in their hand that they don't want to be there. Normally, yeah, maybe a Celestia, maybe a Wolf, something they can't use at the minute. So, yeah, if you can get them down to 2 or 3 cards in hand, you feel a little bit more safe, especially when they've not got any grave set up. So really heads up play from Flawless there, obviously showing us why he's top 100 in Solomon the recharge. Yeah, their deck really worked against them that whole way, but really came through in game 3 with the pickup of the recharge and the charge. Clever seemed to have all the luck, but just couldn't capitalise on it. Really good game.